Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Tarnation TV Sunday night. If anybody who joined us yesterday is joining us tonight, what are you doing? 2 nights in a row. But this evening, it's the season opener here at SMO Gaming Simulations. Season opener at Daytona. It is always dedicated to Jamie Tedder's father, Kenny Tedder. So hashtag KennyStrong7, because Kenny used to drive the number 7, so that number here at SMO, of course, has been retired, as has the 66 for Hawk. We will do that tribute race. We will be doing that tribute race later on in the year in the season for these guys, but we'll talk more about that later. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for SMO for having us. My name is Blaine Donlan, joined by the one and only Rod Weston.
Oh yeah, some more Super Speedway stuff. We like that. We like sitting up here in the booth doing this. Yeah, it's neat. Trucks out there tonight. What the weird thing is they're running cup physics. That we were talking about that earlier. Just seems a little odd, but hey, that's fine. It makes for a little bit different drafting style and whatever. It'll be a lot of fun. These guys have a little bit different rules. They have what we see last time we did Open Speedway was the no low line rule, so they cannot run the bottom of the track all the way around and defend until 5 laps or less to go. So that'd be interesting. We should see a lot of passing, a lot of good racing, and of course it's Daytona, so everybody's kind of got out of the woodwork. We've gotten over 20 trucks here so far tonight, and that'll be the next thing is how many times do we say car? We'll have to see how that works out.
Yeah, like it's cool. You can see there where the Camping World Truck Series 2015 mod, but running cup physics on it. This is the original Daytona game track. They are using the standard expert setup that came with the track. So this is like a flashback right back to 2003. Everything's stock right out of the box. Of course, they're running moderate damage this evening. Yellows are off, I think. Wasn't sure on that one. I think... Oh no, yellows are triggered by the admins. I believe so technically the yellow flags are off, but the administrators can trigger the yellows. So that we obviously will have caution flags. 2x pit, and they will qualify for 2 laps. So no lottery tonight. You're going to see, some guys maybe pass on qualifying, and some guys will get out there and definitely get the pole. So
the old school style points. So 100 and I think it's 170 or 175 for a win, I think it was, and then 5 for leading lap, then 5 for leading the most laps. And it got some weird. We got some brand new Dodges out there. We got one old Dodge out there. We got a Nissan, and I'm not sure what Jim Jernigan is running. You'll have to take a look at that. I'm not really sure what you want to call that truck. It's a little bit different. So, but they're running the original Daytona. So this will be. There's not going to be 3 lanes tonight. So that's kind of something a little different. But we'll just see how it all plays out. These guys will have a lot of fun. Let's see. How many laps we doing? Did not look at that earlier.
70. Yeah.
That's a pretty good distance. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, here's a look at the 2026 Cup Series schedule, even though they're running trucks. Starting it off, you're with us right now, watching race number 1, but next week they'll be headed to Atlanta, Watkins Glen, Phoenix, Las Vegas, Mansfield, Martinsville, Bristol, Knoxville, Talladega, Texas, and then you'll see we are back. The Bash, that's a non-points race. We'll be covering that one at Kingsport. And then you can see there the Hawk Memorial in June at Michigan. And I believe we are doing the final race as well. We tend to do their season opener and then tend to do their finale as well, which will probably be Homestead if I'm not mistaken. But you can see here, if you want to get in here, Lime Rock, they got some cool, the North Wilkesboro, they got some really cool tracks, a lot of good variety here, so it's always fun racing over at SMO.
Looking over that schedule right there, 329, I might be busy, so but be right here.
Yeah, was that a Martinsville race?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Martinsville, man, I show up at Martinsville about anything, so.
Well, look at that one there on the October 11th. Portland Road Course, Greg Biffle tribute, no chicane.
Oh, boy.
That's cool.
Portland. I don't know if I've ever raced on that one.
No, me neither. Pikes Peak's in there. Gateway's cool. Evergreen. Yeah, we got all kinds of cool tracks. Throwback race at Darlington.
Kind of looking through the chat. We got Mackenzie Weston in there. Sharon Helfiner. I hope I said that right. Hillbilly Weather is on. Benjamin Snyder's on. 2 likes tonight. Woo! We're cranking it up there, buddy.
Yeah, we're way ahead of where we were last night.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, thanks everybody, of course, for tuning in, watching live, watching it on replay, interacting with the video. That's always awesome. Of course, again, thanks to Jamie and Josh and Chris and everybody over at SMO for having us in to do this, putting us to work. It'll be a lot of fun this evening. Where is our TV schedule? Right about there. No, that's not the TV schedule. That's usually the TV schedule. How about this? There it is. February 16th. Oh, that'll be tomorrow. RV there yet. Tarnation TV Turbo Alternate Channel.
Yes.
Return to RTG Thursday. Return to ASR Premier Super Speedway Series on Saturday. Open Speedway next Monday on the 23rd. And then Maverick, you got to keep Maverick in the loop there. That thing's been sitting at the bottom of the schedule for a while, but it's going to start moving up close.
It's coming up just around the corner.
It's a big race. Going to be a lot of qualifying. They had 70 to 80 drivers show up last year, so this is going to be a big one for Ben and his crew.
Yeah, that will be a crazy, crazy one. They'll have knockout qualifying, and I mean, they packed the house on that Daytona race for sure.
Yeah. Just watching these guys, play around here. Currently, this is there's Viper with a blown motor. Obviously, we're still in practice right now. We're getting ready to go qualifying, and as I say that, we are now headed for qualifying.
Talking about RV there yet? I can't wait for you to run into one of the Billy Goats.
Yeah, you're telling me about that.
Experience.
Yeah. Speaking of this race too, we tend to SMO always locks us down for pretty much the same races every year, very far in advance. And we can go back and check previous winners because that's what I did just before this race. I went back and checked the previous winners. So last year in the Ken Strong 7 hashtag that, and it's cool if you hashtag that. So if you in the video title, you'll notice that the hashtag Kenny Strong 7 is actually blue, which means you can click it. And it'll then take you to a list of videos on YouTube that use that same hashtag. So anytime these guys have ever run a tribute for Kenny, people will sometimes stream live from their cockpits. Our broadcasts, of course, are in that loop as well. It's kind of neat to see all the different, those open wheel mods that guys would race and they broadcast from the cockpit. It's kind of neat to see the amount of videos that are up there for Kenny and how YouTube works with the whole hashtag thing. Either way, last year we were here doing this season opener in tribute to Mr. Tedder. Tom Goodman in the 33 ended up winning this thing. Mike Chevrier was second place, and Jamie Tedder actually got a third place finish. So I don't see Chevrier. Is Chevrier here tonight? I don't see him.
I haven't seen him yet.
No, but Goodman is. The 33 is out here, so we're going to see if he can retain and win 2 of these in a row. That's got to be tough to do, though.
Yeah, and we're kind of surprised that Jamie Tedder usually runs the 766 in tribute to his dad and to Hawk, and he's running the 910 tonight, which is his normal number, so that's not bad, but that probably is more of a makes it easier for the scoring guys too.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, going through the whole season, you'd like to stay consistent on what am I trying to say, like on your number, because then you wouldn't have to you want to retain all your points. Take a fly around here at Daytona. This is the stock Daytona, so it's going to be nothing too crazy going on with graphics and stuff. Some of these newer tracks really push the graphics, but
are you floating around on the track now?
Yeah.
Hey, there we go.
Daytona International Speedway. 2.5 miles in length.
Love that drone when you get out there sometimes, especially with some of the tracks that we have, like the Cannon track and stuff that all of the, you call them Easter eggs that have hidden around there. Some of the guys have done some really crazy stuff.
Well, and that's the great thing about the community that mods these things. They can build their own tracks from scratch. You can modify existing tracks. That's what happens a lot of the time. Guys put their own logos on stuff, but yeah, then they start hiding these little nuggets. And I'm like, oh, where'd that come from? Or even like what Rodney does when Rodney Solons paints a car.
Yeah.
He's hiding little logos and little jokes in certain spots. It's kind of neat to see.
Steering wheel and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Inside the car. And that's the thing of it is a lot of stuff like that, either done on the car or done on the at the track. Sometimes it's really something you don't really see, especially as a driver, or pretty much you might catch glimpses of it looking through on a broadcast or the replay, but you don't see it as much. But when you get that drone out there, you really pick up a lot of them.
Yeah, you can start flying around and really picking out, like getting into the nitty gritty. And this is a good version of FreeCam that I will never change it. Yeah. Tyler Mallett has updated it. This one that I use is FreeCam version 2.3.1. And it's my favorite because I can get right down on the track, go underneath the track. Some of the newer versions, when you latch yourself onto a car, like this one allows you to actually, if anybody's in here, you can latch yourself onto one of the vehicles and let them pull you around. Well, in the newer versions, you can't get any lower than about here. But in this version, I can get right underneath it. I could get down low, do all kinds of crazy stuff. And the newer versions don't let you do that. I don't know why, but I've never updated it from version 2.3.1. Just if anybody's wondering how you get all these crazy drone shots, 2.3.1's the best. And the newer versions are more friendly with virus software. That's the thing I find with FreeCam. Windows will think it is a virus. And it is not a virus. You just have to whitelist it and put it on your exceptions list, and it'll be fine. But
just done with qualifying there. John Wall took the pole. Jamie Tedder on the outside there. About half the field, I would say a little more than half the field qualified. The rest of them didn't. And I actually beat you this time in qualifying. That's a rarity for me. So we got John Wall on the pole, Jamie Tedder outside pole, Dan Irvin, then Viper in fourth. Robert Spring qualified fifth. That's a good run for him. Alex Brentley in sixth. Seventh is Tom Goodwin. As you said earlier, last year's winner. Eighth is Josh 2. Ninth is Tom Musa. 10th is going to be Crocodile Crom. 11th, Javier Negron. We saw him racing last night. I got second place. Then we have the 06 of Mark Berry. The 11 of Jose Rivez. Did I say that right?
Reyes.
I knew you knew how to say it right. Terrible name, guys. Sorry. But Jose Reyes Jr. Then RC's out there. Dick Jordan, the 61. Jim Jernigan is the first one, did not take a qualifying lap, followed by Dennis Chambers. Dave Little's over here tonight. We usually see him over at ASR on Saturday nights and Sundays, but he's over here tonight. And the 18th, Ulysses Puppy Sandoval. And then 20th is going to be Sean Lopeman. 21 is Rob Hayden Jr. Then Garland Oaks. We're not sure if Kira's running tonight, but she's out there, Kira Reynolds. Chris Aking and Javier Negron. Javier Negron. So we have two of them that were numbers that got messed up. So let's see, Sandoval and Javier Negron had to jump in with one number and got the wrong number and had to jump back out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right.
We have 23 cars out there, or trucks, sorry. I knew that. Told you. I was going to do it.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen. We have 23 trucks out there tonight, so.
Yeah, it's going to be a good race. Good turnout. Sometimes we average around 12 to 15 here at SMO sometimes, but we got a good stack of dudes coming out here tonight. We'll see what happens here in a bit.
First thing it's usually the first race of the season. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, being Daytona, I don't know why, I don't get it, but a lot of people like racing at Daytona. But it's the same thing. Same with Maverick over there. They're doing knockout qualifying for the first 3 or 4 races. And then, some people don't come back. Some people do. It's, people are weird like that.
Yeah, like you think if you get to jump into a league that you just stay there. But, I mean, people just like to hit that first race. That Daytona is always the big one. That's the cool thing about NASCAR is their Super Bowl, their Stanley Cup game is the very first day of the schedule and not the very last day, like pretty much every other sport. And even like the Indy 500 is always like the massive race, but it's not. It's just in the middle of the season, and it's weird how that works sometimes with motorsports. But yeah, that's after the long winter break, it's time to get going, and away we go. Daytona week is massive.
So you're gonna do me a favor though, and just go take a look at the front of Jim Jernigan's truck. And you tell me what make that is. Because I
What
can't figure.
make that is? Oh, the...
Look at the grill.
Okay, yeah. It's got the Chevy Silverado decals there, but it just says silver. And then he blanked
looks like
out
headlights off I don't know.
cheat. So it's cheat silver, right? Because he blacked out the VROL.
Almost
So,
kind of looks like
cheat
a
silver.
Kia. I don't know what he's got going on there, but hey,
Yeah.
it might be more aerodynamic. Who knows?
I think the Ulysses might want to be on TV too.
Yeah. You know how you man is. He's always trying to be the star of the show.
Yep. That's a weird one. Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know what that is. That's like a... Yeah, it's just those headlights look like they're upside down. I don't know what's going on.
Then, of course, you get to Dennis Chambers. Is just typical black nose, white car, the white body. That's common for him. And it's funny.
Couldn't find a sponsor tonight, so we're running a number 10 on a white truck.
Yeah. So there's a lot of guys, I've raced many years, as most of you guys know that. And when you buy body panels, you can buy them white or black. Sometimes you get them in other colors. And a lot of times, all of the noses are always black plastic.
Okay.
And then, of course, you buy white aluminum to do your body with. And it's kind of commonplace at some of the, short tracks that you'll see a car that is white, and with black and black front and rear nose pieces, or tail pieces, just because they don't want to paint it. Because they're going to go scratch it up anyways.
Right. And it's not wrapped, no sponsor, just get out there and run it.
Yeah, it's different.
There's Mark Berry sitting on pit road there, Ironworkers. So he's got the Ironworkers logo on it. Ulysses Sandoval, of course. Scarlett Oaks out there practicing. There is no time left in happy hour, so we are getting ready to grid up. But as always, there's what we're doing this evening. Yellows are actually on. I messed that up, but
yeah. Oh, they call the yellows.
Yeah, they will control that from the administrator's side of things.
Don't leave, remember. And I'm already live, so just make sure Brian will be proud of me.
Yeah, and I'm 1 second behind, so I can do drone stuff. That's the trick with free cam when you're doing it live. It can't be live. You cannot use drone live.
Really?
But nope, it only works in replay.
Huh, that's okay. I get that. Yep.
But the trick during a live race is to just push. Well, you can probably hear me push my button, right? I can go pause play.
Yeah.
Now I'm 1 second behind, so technically it's a replay.
There you go. Yeah. That's kind of cool, actually. I did not know that.
Yeah,
that's kind of like that. We talked about it a little bit last night, what I used to use for painting the GNL Forever, I think I called it, or G, something like that. But it was a program, basically like what you could do with, you could just float around, fly around, do whatever you want.
Yep.
Kira's out there right now, so
she might park it,
to see if she stays.
As everybody rolls off here. As always, a bunch of awesome painters painting some cool stuff. Even the plain ones are fun because, like you said, there's a reason behind that number 10 of Chambers. He's pretending he's got no sponsor, and away we go.
Well, like I said, it's easier when he gets home. If he's crashed up, all he's got to do is just pull it off the panel and put it back. You can take those panels, which is really cool, the plastic ones. You put a high intensity hair dryer on it, basically a heat gun, and you can straighten them right back out. We do it all the time. Then we do what's called the Frankenstein stitching. That's where you take a wire tie, you go down the crack, and you just drill a bunch of holes and wire tie it together like stitching.
Yeah. Or the 200-mile-an-hour tape.
Yeah, we've even gone as far as, like, you laugh at that, but have taken duct tape and cut it out to the shape of a Band-Aid, put it on there, and use magic markers and made it look like a Band-Aid.
Yeah, nice.
John Wall's on the pole. That's one thing I haven't looked. I got to see if Jamie Tedder has a Dodge as well. Yes, he does. I'd say Dodge Ram. Looks like almost all of the what we would call SMO regulars regulars. You know what I mean? The guys, ooh, something just happened.
Lost it a little bit there, yeah.
All of the typical, like, the admins and most of the, other than Viper, they're all out there in the new Ram, not Dodge, Ram.
Oh, the pace truck's leaving. They didn't toss a yellow up there.
He's coming back. He's back there in position.
A little bit of a ruckus there to start the race, but it looks like they're going to allow it.
John Wall,
they threw the yellow out.
I thought maybe he'd move up in front of Jamie Tedder, but he didn't, and he's clear of them.
Yeah, the pace truck is back out.
Oh, I just gonna say that it looked like they weren't really taking off, so I wonder why. Yeah,
they're gonna re-rack them. Whatever happened back there, they're just gonna do a couple more laps. This won't last long. Like I said, the administrators are in control. So,
well, if nobody got damaged, they probably, because that was an admin thrown caution. It's probably if they may not restart. They may just get everybody back together.
Mm-hmm. Pace truck's doing 70, but he's just getting onto the back straight now. Interesting.
Yeah, the
Aikens and Oaks looks like they might have to drive around to catch him. While they're checking this out, we're going to go back and see what happened here.
Guarantee you that's what they're doing, is they're just going to re-rack it. They're not going to start over. They're just going to give the chance for, because as you obviously could see, Aiken and a few of the other guys that were way in the back probably got either not necessarily involved in it, but slowed down enough by it so that when the green come out, they were nowhere near, the leaders. Mm-hmm. So in all fairness, they'll get them all re-racked back up. And as soon as they do, they'll turn the lights off on the pick truck, and away they'll go.
Yeah, everyone got a little bit out of shape there. It's the banking, even the 9 there of Crentley, just kind of got. It's the slowest accident that's ever happened at Daytona.
It just turned right on him.
It's the banking, right? I think they might have gunned it, and the thing just it'll go right like that.
Yeah, see how that checked up everybody behind them, and of course
we even had what happened there? The 40 even had a very strange hook to the right.
They've caught up to the pace truck.
It's like he dropped a gear. It sounded funny.
Oh, wow.
Right on board here with the 40 and see what's going on there. It sounded to me like he skipped a gear or something.
Yeah. Could either that, they could have announced that they were going to pull the caution and might have downshifted. Thing to do. So let me check on that for you.
Yeah, and he was maxed out. The restrictor plate holds these things at $7,000. So by dumping the clutch like that, it'll spin the tires pretty easy. Looks like everybody's pitting. Or not everybody. Some guys near the back are pitting. We will be going green next time.
Went to go downshift from second to first, and then the back end turned around off.
Yeah. Yeah, and with restrictor plates, because they're running Cup physics, restrictor plates are in use tonight. So they won't be able to rev past 7,000. And usually when people run super speedways, they run the CTS, the truck physics, because they're not as fast. You don't need restrictor plates. And they can draft really good. So this is the opposite. They're running the truck mod, but they're running a Cup physics. So it's the car physics, which includes the restrictor plate. I was telling Rod before the race, it would be cool if you can, in the INI file, change the track type from a super speedway to a regular speedway, and then it would take the plate away, and then you could end up doing 230 plus miles an hour, which is crazy. Makes you have to brake going into the turns.
Actually have to lift a little bit, or make it. I mean, you are hauling the mail. Pace truck makes that turn down on a pit road. John Wall currently still leading it because we haven't had a green run yet, but
green flag. There we go.
We go. Wall with a great start. You don't want to get out too far, especially with these. While these trucks aren't going to, because it's Cup physics, they're not going to suck up like you normally see them. So you don't have to worry about that as much. unless you get out there really, really far, and then you can get a chance to really build up that momentum. You will not stop then.
Mm-hmm.
So I got Hillbilly Weather. Hillbilly Weather is sponsoring Viper. We can't afford sheep. Now I'm a little confused at what that is all about, but that's what Hillbilly Weather had wrote in the comments.
I have no idea what that means.
Neither I.
Yeah. Benjamin was saying too that he's got a whole list of fantastic painters. We should get that list off you, Ben, because we like to tip our hats to these guys and girls. Oh, somebody rubbing the wall up there.
I paint cars, but I haven't done it for so long, and we talked about that. I just don't really, every time I sit down to do something, I just kind of have painter's block. So
yeah, I owe Sire a car and Spring a car. Yeah. I owe Sire a truck and Spring a car. I gotta get on that. Maybe tomorrow I'll start some of that stuff. I'm very much a perfectionist too. Like I'm doing pixel counts, right? Like I've got car viewer going with the X file in there, and I'm like looking at it. And I'll go back in and move it, save it again, and like, it's off by 2 pixels. Click.
Jamie Tedder took and moved to the high side. He had
wall falls back a little bit.
With him, Viper, Robert Spring, they all kind of went up on the high side, pushed Jamie Tedder out in front, out into the lead. Josh Two's down there behind John Wall, keeping him, up to speed, but kind of getting run over. Not really run over, but left. All of his friends are kind of leaving him behind.
Interesting too what you were saying before. You see them running the high line because they're not allowed to low line here. So you need to leave a lane open to your left. You cannot low line, which means you cannot protect the yellow line. Yeah, you need to leave a gap between you and that yellow line. So you can do a pass down there, but you got to get back up there and leave that hole open.
See, if you go as they went into turn 3 there, Tom Goodwin was trying to go underneath Josh 2. And that's, Josh 2 had left him that room. Goodman just didn't have didn't quite have the room to be able to, or the speed, the momentum built up to do it. But it makes for a different, it really does make for a really different, because they can't, you can go down there and you can pass somebody, but you can't stay down there.
Yeah, like right there, into the corner, they can take that. Nobody's actively trying to pass them. They can run that yellow line.
Yeah, I'm just going to say that. John Wall's running right down there on the yellow line. He's not doing anything wrong, but no one's trying to actively pass him, or no one's there, so he can do that.
There comes the pace truck.
I was just going to say, it looks like they're slowed down a little bit.
I did see somebody skate out there a little while back. Not sure if that's the reason for this yellow. We're going to see if we can find it here.
With 2X pitting, we know they can probably do, well, no, we don't. Think about it. Truck physics, we know they can do about 19 laps. This is Cup. They're only running a smaller fuel tank, so they can only do 13 laps. So, they're going to be pitting a lot more.
Oh, right, yeah, because it's a smaller tank, right? Is that how that works?
Yep.
It looks like it is the 67 Dr. Pepper ride of Garland Oaks running in the middle here. What happened there? Wow. That was really weird looking. That is like a synchronized left turn by all 3 of those guys. Right? Like what happened to the 06? The 06 didn't touch the wall. It's like those guys were tied together.
Yeah, it's just kind of a. So you can also remember, you're looking at some of these guys that are coming here, and I'm going to use, for example, Garland Oaks, Ulysses Sandoval, Team Wrecking Ball. Okay, they are some of the better super speedway racers that you'll ever find in CTS physics.
Right. This is a completely different mod right now.
So, they came over here probably thinking, oh, we're going to run the trucks, and they kind of find out, oh, we're running Cup physics. It's going to be a little bit different. Jamie Tedder and Viper decided to stay out, and Irwin brings the rest of the field down. It'll be interesting to see what they do for tires, or if they take tires. Kira Reynolds did not go and take the green flag. She did what she usually does: pull down the pit road and did a stop there. So
maybe did Jernigan. I don't believe I ever saw Jernigan leave his pit stall either.
Yeah, they do that quite often. All right, so we see Dan Irvin took left sides. John Wall took 4. Everybody else just took 2. Few different varying strategies there. Just because John Wall's back there a little bit further, I think who's that? That Josh 2. Yeah, Josh 2 behind him. They took 4. Most of the rest of the guys that came in took 4 tires. With the Cup, even being at 2X, you probably could go half the race without having to change tires. But a lot of people they had that thought in their brain, like I always do. Well, if I got fresher tires, I'm always going to be able to turn more. Let's do that.
And under yellow is a good time to do it because you're not going to lose much space. I mean, you might lose a couple positions on pit road, but nobody's going to drive away from you. Nope.
Oh, and then the only thing that kind of can suck is if you're in the back, when you get caught up in a wreck that you didn't. If you were out front, you wouldn't get caught up in that. That can kind of bite you there. But it's John Wall. Just keep your eyes on him every once in a while. If the truck will get there, he'll get there.
Yep. Mackenzie Weston saying her birthday's on the 1st of April and that we should do a race on her birthday, which is a Wednesday this year. We could always Tarnation Turbo from the cockpit because we could go race at, I could jump in the car and go to what, ASR on Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could jump in the Turbo channel and unfortunately you'd get to watch me try to drive a car around here, which sometimes isn't the most entertaining thing on planet Earth, but whatever.
Well, that'd be great because it'll be the open setup league. And
yes.
We got the 4 dates for TMP today, and I don't think any of them were in April, were they?
I don't believe so. I got to write them down. You sent them to me in a text message. Javier Negron has retired due to an accident. Jernigan and Reynolds never started. It just says they're continuously pitting. Mark Berry is running. Who's that? Sean Loatman has retired too with an engine failure, unfortunately. So we are down to 19 drivers remaining. Yeah.
Yep. Interestingly enough, like John Wall just pitted again. Just got got some more fuel. Jamie Tedder and Viper has not yet pitted, and Pace's lights are off on the Pace truck, so they're going to go back green this time by. I think their strategy probably kind of more to like your strategy. Let's stay out front. Let's stay out of trouble.
It's a good strategy. If you stay in front of everything, you're not going to get caught up in it. And we are running moderate damage, so that is something to think about too. Usually when we race at SMO, they don't run damage, but they are here on Sunday nights in this series here. The SMO Cup Series in trucks. Weird. Focus there on the 27 of Dan Irvine, or Urban.
Live wire truck.
Yeah, it looks like that's a cool color. Like if the juice is that color, it probably tastes really good. You can tell a lot by the color of the juice.
You've never had a live wire, dude?
Negative.
Orange soda, man. Oh, it's good. It's sweet, but it's good. Not as good as I drink Sunkist. So.
Oh, okay.
Ace truck takes the turn down there. Jamie Tedder, Viper, Dan Irwin, and is that Musa up there?
That is Musa.
Musa worked his way up into the 4th spot. Got Josh 2 right behind him. Like Alex Cretan right behind him, last year's winner. Tom Goodman on the outside there.
It's weird how slow this looks.
Yeah.
Because of the restrictor plates holding them around 190 max. They might max out about 190 instead of 205. It's only about 10 mile an hour, but it seems...
We're so used to seeing them, get up to around the, the 194, 195 on the back of the straightaway, and it does. It seems like they're just moving so slow.
Yeah. Oh, Musa with the big sweep right
just
there.
Saw that. Yeah.
Reyes Jr. underneath the 74 of Robert Spring. Take away the 5th spot. Oh, the 6 and the 96 are around.
Back there.
I don't know if that'll be a yellow. I guess we'll find out. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. More than it's got to be more than 2 vehicles. So 2 trucks have to be involved in that. I just noticed, did you see that crane with the camera guy on it?
Yes.
That is a crazy location to be at, especially here at Daytona. We've seen vehicles here clear the fence, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, they can come off the ground sometimes.
Uh-huh.
Watching from Ulysses. Something happened
See,
back there at the... Oh, another...
06.
Yeah, the 06 of Mark Berry just... Looks like he got a little bit too close to the wall. I don't think he hit the wall, though. But again, it did a left turn. Maybe an overcorrection on steering. But yeah, two-car wreck. They pull out the yellow, so...
They seem to be where people are having the most trouble there on the exit of 3. Now, in real life, especially in the truck series, they have a tendency to get really, really light right there.
You think you could touch that crane?
You get a car going the right way and you get the air underneath it. Who knows?
I could get up there.
He's really not that far up.
Not really. This camera guy. He's got a good view though. Even though he's only about 30 feet off the ground.
No takers on pit road up in the front yet.
We've got Josh coming down. I believe that's Josh.
I was just going to say Josh too.
Ulysses Sando
Was involved in that last caution, so he's going to need tires anyways.
I'm doing camera work from the camera crane.
There you go. And Mark Perry also coming down pit road. He was also involved in that situation. I would imagine they will get new tires, fill it up with fuel, and get back out there.
I remember I was at Fast years ago, and there was it was an awesome race at Daytona. Pretty much went the whole race green, and then there was a wreck near the end, and the cars were flying. And I made a replay, like a highlight reel of the race. And I believe somebody came pretty close to going over that camera crane. It was pretty awesome.
We had one, I believe it was at Michigan over at TMP. Dan Rubino got involved in a wreck and cleared the fence and landed in a camper park outside the track. It was funny.
What track?
I believe it was Michigan.
Okay, so the probably some custom version of Michigan where they took away the fence barrier.
Maybe, I don't know, but he somehow managed to clear the fence and landed way down there, and he's like, I don't know where I am, and he goes, "There's a bunch of campers here." It was fun.
That's funny. That's another situation where you would need to call a tow truck.
Oh yeah.
Who was that last night?
Shalinsky learned last night.
Shalinsky, yeah.
Call the tow truck when you run out of gas.
Or get trapped like that on the exterior of the walls. Because most of these tracks, especially these stock ones, they'll, like where you see the fence is, that's not like, the fence will catch the cars, but there's like an invisible fence that goes right up to the skybox. So that you'll never get into no man's land in the game. You're always within the track, the confines of the track. But if you're to create your own track, you can have that fence stop the cars, but you could move that invisible force field. You could move that back and put it maybe behind the grandstands, so they still can't leave the confines of the track and fall into oblivion. But if you get enough airtime, you could hook the top of that fence and end up in the stands. And that looks kind of cool on a broadcast, because we were watching that, it might have been Kingsport. We were watching, I think it was SMO. They were having a fun race, and guys were getting launched over the fence into the stands and driving around in the snack bar area and the parking lot and stuff.
Oh, yes. I remember that. So a bunch of people went down, pitted, topped off. John Wall pitted again and took 4 tires. So I think he's just playing, hoping for a longer green flag run and, kind of just, using a little bit of different strategy.
Yeah, it's a good strategy. I mean, if you're back there, you might as well. Oh, there's Rob Hayden Jr. in the 01. He's coming back around in 15th spot. Chambers.
We don't do the Pace
Mark Berry.
Truck Kenzie on at SMO.
Yeah, the Pace truck driver Saturday night thing.
And a little bit. We've done it a couple of times with other nights. We'll do it on Wednesdays, but we don't do it every week or every time.
Yeah, and you notice too, I'm running a different ticker here too, just because smaller fields, like right around there, around 25 drivers. We got 23 on the clock today. I tend to lean more on this old school setup with the ticker, just because it's easier to follow it. When there's 43 cars rolling across there, you lose your favorite driver, and that's when I'll go with the vertical one. Or by request. Ben wants to use it for his Daytona race. We'll be using it.
So far, Jamie Tedder's led the most laps, which I think that's going to be 10 right there. John Wallace led 3, and Heavy Underground snuck in a lap led somewhere. And Heavy Underground also has the fastest lap. I can't remember. 60.259 miles an hour? That doesn't sound right.
That is wrong.
That is fair. Nobody's going to beat that.
No, a 34-second lap around here is impossible, so that's a glitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh well, we would have had that information for you, but unfortunately nobody will be able to beat that.
Never.
Currently riding on board in the cockpit with Jose Reyes Jr. I love the cockpits in this mod. It looks so good. With the hands. Most mods don't have the hands. I like how they put hands.
I do like the, in the Minsk Cup, I do like the digital dash in there. I don't care. I like these old school.
Which one's that?
The Minsk Cup. They just had the little square box kind of thing in there, and it's not as good.
Yeah. Yeah, these
I think
the Xfinity mod has a great one.
A Gen 6 BR, I run Dodge just because I like the dash.
Yeah. Yeah, those older, who does the Gen 6, who did those ones? Bullring?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I might have.
BR, Bullring.
Yeah, he might have, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the Bullring. They had some great interiors.
Jose Reyes, say that right, Reyes Jr.
Yep.
Got a little bit loose off the corner there, but he didn't lift, got a good run out of it.
I like how he's rocking the Duff beer sponsorship on the car. That's cool. Truck.
There you go. It's one for you.
You can tell he might be, I think he's a keyboard guy.
Yeah, might be. I
And
learned last night that
his input momentum might be a little bit aggressive because he's kind of wiggling a little bit sometimes.
it's amazing that people can do it. I can remember when Robert Spring got in the back of him just a little bit, went into the corner.
Yeah, they're checking. He's holding on to it.
He's saving it.
He's saving
it. Wow.
With the keyboard, he saved it. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and that killed his momentum, but by God, he kept it going straight and kept it off the wall. So
yeah,
now he's just going to hope for a caution to get caught back up.
See, that might be an input momentum thing, because I know there's settings for input momentum, and when you're using hard buttons like on a gamepad, a joystick, or a keyboard, when you press that button down, it's full 100%. With input momentum, you can control how fast it goes from 0 to 100%. So it is a gradual pull.
Yeah, you don't do that.
You don't want to be 100% on that, because it'll just be an instant full throttle or an instant steer to the left. You can smooth that out.
We did that at Martinsville. Without it, you killed the right front tire in about 5 laps.
Oh,
you couldn't hold it down.
Yeah, because you're always just cranking on it, right? Yeah. These guys are really good, though, man.
Haven't heard much with Tom Goodman up there in the front. He's probably, we're only 20, getting about 20 laps into this. Still got a ways to go. He might just be kind of trying to stay out of trouble and get there, hopefully be there at the end. Hasn't been up front that. Granted, though, I think last year they were in just regular Cup, but hard. I guess you got to think about it. If you're used to driving the trucks and used to the way the trucks drive, and you're driving them in Cup physics, it's just got to seem weird.
It's got to be strange, yeah. I wonder if they vote on this. They must. I mean, most leagues will vote if they're changing.
Yeah.
Like, hey, let's try something different,
Yeah.
what mod, what physics, what tracks, like boom, 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 you know?
That's why they do a lot of this stuff like that. Like you get a few of them, you know, running the Aero 88 with GNS physics, you know, it's just something different.
There's Aiken and Wall getting a run there on Little. Just a few rows back there on the low line. But not the extreme low line, because again, you're not allowed to protect that bottom here. I mean, like what they're doing right there is totally fine because nobody's looking.
Yeah, they went out just to go where the momentum was coming.
Yeah.
Just
can't. Like right there.
I guess it's kind of a hard rule. You know, how do you police that? You know, it's harder to do.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine they probably go back and watch the replay. And
I'm thinking as long as you come up, like right there, they're following the yellow line, but here they're coming up. So you're allowed to take a look down there now, and that's probably totally fine. Or do what those guys just did. They just moved to the left, to the right.
Yeah.
And they might get the run.
They had the momentum, so they just kept using it and went to the high side.
I've been locked on Aiken here for a few laps in that 19 and being pushed by John Wall. They're working pretty good together.
Once they get the momentum built up there, up that top, they had enough trucks. Tom Musa abandoned them there.
Yeah.
There was enough trucks up there where they could have taken over the lead. Now they're got about 4 lined up in the bottom. They got more lined up at the top, but they're just not really together yet.
So this front pack consists of about, what, 17 trucks?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at there on the ticker.
That high line's starting to get kind of formed up a little better now, as you can see.
They're pulling ahead.
Pushing them out towards the front. I think Dave Little's got to get up there behind Dan Irwin and just kind of help him get up to the back of Ulysses Sandoval. Looks like Tom Moose is trying to find his way up there. Oh, we got trucks pitting. I did not look at my thing to say that they were. Remember, this is the first time that Jamie Tedder and Viper has pitted. So
okay.
We know they could go probably, I would say
20.
Maybe. I always thought it was shorter than that.
Yeah, I just realized that. Yeah, this is Tedder's first pit stop and Viper's first pit stop. Yeah. Good on them, though. They had track position that whole time, and Tedder ended up leading 17 laps. He's now down in 16th. In the next few laps, these guys will be coming in.
So Tedder looked like he only took 2. Viper took 4.
I wonder if that could be good or bad for them being off sequence. Time will tell.
Yeah. The big thing is how quick they can get out on the back on the track, get up to speed, and be together. The problem is they are not together. So what's going to happen here is we're going to take a look back. You've got Chris Aiken coming.
Yep.
And there he's going to have such a head of steam. As long as they can get out and they can catch the field and then stay with the field, I don't think it's going to hurt them too bad.
Yeah, if they can roll in there, because like you say, these guys aren't damaged, they'll be able to stick with this. I mean, they were leading this pack.
Yep. They did pretty good. They're out ahead of them, just on the tail end of the lead lap, which is okay when everybody else pits. But what they need to have happen is they need to get in line with these guys, get that speed built up, so that when them other guys pit, hopefully, they don't, if the whole field doesn't pit together, because there again that could hurt them as well, because then they're going to be one lap. But the advantage is they've gotten back together, even though they were separated. Now by the pack hitch, they pulled Viper back up to the back of Jamie Tedder. So yes, they're going to get past here, but they'll be able to tuck in and then ride it out for a little while.
Yeah, they're up to speed, no problem here.
Yeah. So they'll be good. Now it just depends on when the rest of the field pits, how they pit. Who gets in and out good and whatnot. They should be okay as long as this thing stays green.
There's Crentley running in 8th there at the line. He was involved in a little bit of those tussles at the start, so it seems to be running good. Pepsi truck. Like that purple with the bright greeny yellow accents. That's cool.
Yeah, it's not a bad looking rig. Other than it's a Ford. Okay.
Yeah.
We all got our models that we like.
Yeah. Why would you do that? Flip over redirections for old retired drivers.
Yeah. Fixed up all rebuilt Dodge.
Yeah. Well, it's like Chevy, right? Cheap, hardly efficient, virtually runs on luck every time.
Yeah.
The wife told me that one. I'd never heard any Chevrolet ones. And I'm like, okay, she's a Ford girl, right? So cheap, hardly efficient, virtually runs on luck every time. Like, wow, that's a good one. Like, to come up with one for Chevrolet.
Oh. Or you do for Subaru backwards. You are a bus.
Yeah. BMW, bring more wrenches.
Yeah. Fiat, fix it again, Tony.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Fix it again, Tony.
So
got any for Honda?
Out there right now, currently their leader, Tom Musa, did have the lead for a little bit there. Points for him. We can look at our GNL TV
Still
info.
Staying out here. Yep,
Yeah,
no
look at
takers.
Ulysses Sandoval is pitted 5 times.
Yeah. I got Aiken on 4 times. So Ulysses is out front with 5 pit stops under his belt, but that, now that we're back green, that's going to probably even most of these guys up.
Well, that's a lot of strategy there, basically. Pits just about every caution or, maybe sometimes the second time around. Just make sure he's topped off with fuel.
Mm-hmm.
And we've always talked about how when you get a bunch of these, so let's say this whole pack decided to all pit at the same time. We have seen, there goes Robert Spring, Dave Little. I believe that was Irvin, just pulled down pit road. This is kind of how you want to see it. You want to take, separate a few trucks.
Yeah.
Try to get in there, get out, as quickly as possible.
Looks like Garland was coming in a little bit after that whole deal, too. I wonder, these guys are lining up pretty straight here, and it looks like they're claiming the bottom, so they might be getting ready to pit. Are we getting any calls on the chat? Are these guys getting ready to roll here? Or?
17's coming in. 27's already in. So Crocodile Cromp is coming in this time.
Okay. We're locked on the pit camera here.
He's coming in with Tom Musa.
Yeah. Only 2 takers on that one. That's good for them, though. They got Musa held on to it.
I'll tell you, if he'll be lucky if that's not a speeding penalty. That's,
so far so good.
At its best,
Yeah, the problem with that is you got to stay on the brakes, otherwise it'll give you a speeding penalty, right? But if you stay on the brakes in a situation like that, you might spin out completely. So what do you do?
If you do it right, the big thing is you're not to get back on the gas.
Don't lock it up.
With the brakes off, and you should be okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, once you hear the lockup, you're like, oh, now he's out of control. He's going to have to feather that brake pedal and try to collect it, and that might give you a penalty. So if we got any takers,
is kind of catching up to Spring and Dan Irwin there. So another thing to think about, we're so used to where these guys will pit, come in, come out, and they always end up pretty close to the same. You know what I mean?
Right.
Tonight, we're seeing everybody that's pitted is coming out way ahead of the thing. Well, remember, they're only going about 180, 188, 190 miles an hour. It's a little bit of a difference, so that gives them a little bit more room, per se, to get up to speed.
Now, is there a gas? Is the fuel cell smaller in the cup physics, or?
I believe it was, but I'm not 100% sure. I think that's what they did. They made smaller fuel cell.
Couple more to the pit. Looks like Musa in the 4.
Musa must have had to come through for a drive-through. Remember, we saw him slide through the pit.
Yeah.
He's probably serving his penalty for speeding on pit road.
Yeah, and the 9 is down there as well of Alex Crentley. That's weird because it never showed on my GNL that there was a penalty served. But.
Oh, yeah, the 19 to the pit, 80, 85. I think they already pitted, so that was a little late on that, I think.
19's right there, though, so Ulysses might come with.
So we should see Chris Aiken this time, I believe. And Ulysses Sandoval's coming with him. John Wall, and Josh 2. All coming down to pit road. Ooh, a little bit of lockup by Ulysses, but nice and smooth. 3 Rams and a Toyota.
Leaders. So Ulysses from the, well, it actually said second position, so the Chambers was in front of him. We are on a pit cycle too. Full service for Sandoval.
Everybody's taking 4 tires.
Yep.
Kind of see. So that put Dennis Chambers, who now is on his way down pit road by himself, though. That's the only downside to that. But like I said, they've got a little bit more time because the trucks aren't going as fast as we see with the CTS physics. So he should be okay as long as he, good smooth pit stop in and out. He should be able to come out, catch up to the pack. Then they'll just have to see where everybody falls into place from next. It's like Ulysses Sandoval currently was shown last lap in second. John Wall right behind him, but they were almost 8 seconds back. It's really kind of broke up the field a bit.
Yeah.
I just say, I was just curious to see. Kind of just checking with Jamie, Tedder, and Viper. Everybody's kind of way back. So once Dennis Chambers gets out there, it should kind of straighten it all out. We'll see.
Just took a quick lap around the field there. Chambers still with credit as the race leader.
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious to see how that's all going to play out.
Mm-hmm. Because these guys right here are going to have the steam to get around them, because there's 2 of them. 189 mile an hour, but they're about 8 mile an hour faster than Chambers.
Yeah, so he did retain the lead. That's pretty good. So like I said, for a single truck doing that, that's kind of tough. But with the Cup physics, you're not going as fast. You have a little bit more time. But we've broken up the field. You're end up gonna have Dennis Chambers, John Wall, and Josh 2. They're gonna be the 3 trucks out front, about 4 seconds, a little more 4 seconds back. You're gonna have Viper, Jamie Tedder, Chris Aiken, and Ulysses Sandoval back there. So, but right now, John Wall and Dennis Chambers and Josh 2, they're side by side.
I forgot that I can actually pull up fastest lap times by using my S key there. So we have to ignore the 40 with the 34-second lap. So the 85 of Josh 2 actually has the fastest lap so far tonight with a 46.299 second lap. So I can check to see how fast that is if I go to Josh. Oh, it doesn't show me mile per hour. It just shows me best and last. Yeah,
I can give you that. Got to change something.
Oh, can you?
Yep, you just got to go into.
In the options menu.
Yep, you got to go into the options, go to the other, and change it from speed to time to speed. Okay,
cool. Yeah, so
his fastest lap by Josh 2 is 194.389 miles per hour.
At 46.299 seconds. So, yeah. Definitely not Javier, unfortunately, buddy. You're not 12 seconds faster. What was the speed on that one? 260?
Yeah, 260. Yeah, that's hauling.
How does that happen? I think it must be like an internet glitch right at the line. Like he glitched out at the line like 2 laps in a row and thought he went around in like half the time.
I'm not sure. I know, Martinsville has that strange glitch every once in a while where, you get like 2 or 3 seconds faster, but.
So look at the second pack. They're not really racing each other too much. They're staying in a line.
They got to. That's what they got to do to be able to get this, you know, to be able to catch back up. They're only
As
about.
I say that, they all fanned out.
Yeah, well, just got to basically kind of do what they're doing. They'll catch up to them.
Mm-hmm.
They got, you know, 6 trucks there.
And you can see that little black screen there in the top left. That's the top 10. And the interval you see beside the car number, so it's got the position, the car number, and then the interval to the leader. So that will change immediately once they cross the line. So the 96 goes from a 2.36 down to a 2.00. So they just knocked off about just a little bit more than a quarter second last lap.
So I'm not sure what Dave Little's doing there, but him and Crocodile Crump, they've got to get tighter than they are now. Dave was just a little bit zigzagging back and forth there, but they are close enough. They should start reeling in the 27 there of Dan Irwin. And if they can get pulled up into there, that'll help that group a little even more, because the more trucks you have, the faster you're going to go.
Yeah, so currently we aren't looking at the lead pack. The 3 guys up front here are your leaders. And at the line, we'll see Ulysses goes down to a 1.55 from a 2.
About half, almost
so
half.
So now it's a half second that lap.
A little under half second faster.
Yep.
Yep.
Couple more laps, they'll be right back in there again. So these guys are doing it. They're staying in line. They're not racing each other yet, because they know that they're reeling these guys in easy.
So the downside of that is you got, you know, Tom Musa out there running all by himself. Got Mark Perry and Garland Oaks, who are, you know, a little bit ahead of him, but you know they're not running nose to tail. He's on his draft, but he's really got to push that a little bit harder. He's got to stay right behind Garland Oaks so that they can keep that speed up. Same thing with RC and Rob Hayden Jr. They are, you know, there's a few trucks that did not have the great pit stops, and they're running out there with 2 of them, but they're only turning like 186 miles an hour. So they're going to be miles an hour off. They're going to have a tough time. They're hoping for a caution, but you get caught back up. But that's just the thing. You gotta practice your pit stops. You got to get that down. You got to get in and out without having any problems.
And see there, Ulysses and the whole other pack has caught them now.
Yeah. Alex Crintley and Tom Goodwin, same thing. Just 2 trucks out there. They're running right nice and tight, but they're just 2 trucks out there, a little behind.
John Wall and Josh 2 there, your leader and your second place respectively. Coming up on some lap traffic.
You have Jamie Tedder and Viper back on pit road. Remember, they pitted before everybody else did.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what they do. 4 tires for them. Top it off with fuel. And we know they shouldn't be able to go the distance from here. It'll be close, but
I was going to say, I think, because they still got to go about 30, what's that, like 27 laps or so?
Yeah, I think there's still one more pit stop in their future. Any of the ones that did a later pit stop, they might be able to, do it in one more stop. Who knows? Remember, we're not used to doing the cup physics. We don't have all the answers on that.
Yeah. Well, we're learning tonight.
Rez Jr. coming in on pit road. Reyes. Say it right.
Reyes. Yeah. Jose Reyes Jr.
I apologize, Jose. I'm terrible with names.
Crentley and Goodman. Crocodile Crump, Musa, Sandoval,
Musa's a lap down.
Dan Irvine.
Musa's a lap down, but he's with the pack right now, which is going to help him. He is the only truck that's 1 lap down right now. So should a caution come out, he'll get his lap back. Along with, I believe that one is the 11. Whoa!
We're slipping and sliding.
That was with
I don't know. They'll pull the yellow out for that one. They might.
Yeah, they did pull the yellow.
They did? Okay.
Yeah. There's a little bumping and banging there, just a little bit of side drafting or something that gone wrong, really. Go back and check that out.
Yeah, there was an erratic maneuver there, and again, maybe it was just a slip of the wheel.
Well,
on Dan Irvine there in the number 27.
Irvine's kind of got close to you, man. That kind of looked like they, he made a quick decision and then.
Oh, but see, he collected it though.
There.
Yeah. He collected it, and it was actually Dave, I think, that made.
Yeah, made contact with.
Yeah.
Irvine there a little bit.
And he kind of bumped. Oh, I see what happened. Sandoval kind of hit the apron. Little bit of contact between him and Sandoval, which then pushed him up about a half lane. Yeah, again, super slow motion accident. Nobody got any really bad damage, though, so that's good.
I think what you see if you watch it there, like from shows in that helicopter view, Dan saw what was happening and went to go low, kind of trying to keep an eye on Irvine to see where he was going to be, and I think he might have just come down and hit the back of Ulysses. Just he was focused on making sure where Irvine was going to end up, so he wasn't involved in it. And unfortunately, they had a little contact, and he went up there and moved him out of the way, anyways. So
yeah, and Ulysses hit the apron a little bit, and that sort of upset his car. So it just all everything sort of happened at once.
Yeah, so that's going to put Tom Musa back on the lead lap this time around, and I believe they take 2 of them. And that should put Mark Perry as well back on the lead lap. Or not on the lead lap, back from 2 to 1 lap down. Everybody's headed for pit road except for just a few. Dan Little stayed out. I'm trying to remember that I think their penalty system is you have to go pit on the last time by. I believe it might be full service, and then just go to the back. If Dave Little feels that that might have been his fault, he can do that. We run so many different leagues, have so many different penalty rules, and
great pit stops by everybody involved there.
Oh, you think about it, we're going to be probably 23 laps to go. I don't know if they can make it from there. We did see Jamie Tedder and Viper do 23, but we had 4 cautions there. So they were probably clutching and saving as much fuel as they can. So, caution comes out, maybe they can make it. I don't know. I mean, do you want to stay out? You know what I mean? If a caution comes out, I'm going to go get fuel. I want to make sure. I want to be able to. I want to run that thing wide open the whole time, not have to, kind of pace myself to save fuel.
Yeah, and if you're able to go into the pits with 20 cars left, 19 cars left running, that's not a crazy feat to accomplish. Like I think that decision, what you were talking about, might change if there was a 40 car field.
Like last night, that finish last night, it was a fuel mileage race. It really was. But I'm not a big fan of that. I mean, I've won fuel mileage races. I'd rather see them race it out. But it was an interesting finish last night because of that. So
yeah,
we could have that again here tonight.
Some guys opting to look like they were going to go, decided to stay out. John Wall back to the lead.
He's been pitting just about every time. So he's in there getting 4 tires and fuel. We're going to have, it's probably going to be 22 laps? Maybe? I mean, this will be interesting.
Yeah, I think some of these guys can definitely make it. I mean, the guys that are on pit road right now probably can.
I'm thinking they might be able to. It's going to be,
Josh Tu, Garland Oaks, Tom Musa, Rob Hayden Jr., Dick Jordan, Tom Goodman, Crocodile Crump, Dan Irvine, Alex Crentley, Robert Spring, Jamie Tedder, Chris Aiken, Viper, there's a lot of guys who went in and then went back in. It's fun to watch them. They go down, they go around, they go down again.
Yeah.
It's like that little bit of fuel, right? They're just making sure that fuel tank's jammed.
Yep.
And it's literally like a 2-second stop, but that's 2 seconds of fuel that they burned off that last lap. Even under yellow, it's going to go down a little tiny bit. And that little tiny bit, like we saw yesterday, guys are running out, 100 yards from the finish line.
Oh, God.
Like, if they had that little tiny bit, they might have got an extra second or two out of it,
Oh, Leslie Sandoval, Javier Negron, and the eventual winner there, Cody Lamas, they were the guys that pitted late. Mm-hmm. And, they made sure. And then when they ran the run, they pitted, they went as far as they could go. They went more laps than anybody else did, came down, put fuel in it, and it paid off. Other than, Leslie Sandoval just kind of got shuffled out, still had fuel, but he just couldn't get back up there. So Pace Trucks down pit road. John Wall currently up front, Vipers second, Chris Aiken and Jamie Tedder, all 4 SMO guys up front. There's more guys from SMO here, but those are the main guys here.
They're your administration and owner staff. Yep. It might be the guys who created the setup. No, they weren't, because they're running the expert setup.
Yeah,
they're running the stock.
To make the setup, I believe it's Viper that does the setups.
I think so, yeah. But they are running the expert setup that launched with NASCAR Racing 2003 season, way back in the good old days. So
no, expert setups came from PWF a few years later.
Oh, did they? So where's the Jasper? I thought that was the Jasper setup.
Nope. Their Jasper setup was one that you could. It was like a DLC kind of thing. You could cheat, free one you could download.
Okay.
Yeah, the same thing with that. They ended up bringing out the expert setups later on.
Oh, so when you buy the game brand new, it's easy and fast. Yep. And then they added in expert later, and then Jasper after that. Who's Jasper? Like, why?
I have no idea, but them setups were no good.
Oh, they weren't. I never used them. I always used the fast ones. And tweaked them a little bit here and there after I learned how to do that type of stuff.
Yep. Start out with Volker Hackman every time I can. First thing you do is you take the 50% brake bias off and bring it up to 68, and you're good to go.
Yeah, you love the 68, eh?
Yeah.
68 rear?
Yep.
Yeah.
I like it so I can come in and brake and not lock up the left front tire.
Yeah. And that would help the vehicle rotate better, right?
Yep.
Because you have more control of the steering.
Well, you control it a little bit more with your trail brake.
Right.
Currently, right now, John Wall's out there in front. Nobody's really making a move, so I'm kind of wondering, are we seeing fuel mileage gain? Wall's doing 190, 192 mile an hour down the straightaway. Well, I don't see him, lifting. But the rest of the field behind him, there again, we don't know. They might be able to make it. The cup physics doing broadcasts for us is a little different. A little bit different fuel mileage, a little different speed. Next week will be different. So I forget what was the next track. It's going to be on an unrestricted track. The speeds will be up then.
Yeah, if you want to get in there with SMO,
yeah,
definitely, well, there you go right there. Just visit www.smo-gaming.com.
Great group of guys.
Cool, nice, simple website. Oh, we're wrecking as I went to the website advertisement thing. Yeah, we'll definitely be backing that up.
Got a little assistance. Crocodile Cromp and they're spinning behind him. Crocodile Cromp just kind of misjudged coming into the corner. So he's trying to help Tom, push him up through there, trying to get them guys up near the front. And he just misjudged, got into a Goodman just a tad bit too late, unfortunately. Ooh! Wow, Goodman took a hard hit after he's come almost to a stop by the 01. Rob Hayden Jr., he come in there off the banking down into the side of Goodman and just kind of flipped him right over.
The 61 got him too.
Not always good to be the guy that won last year, because sometimes you're a target.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
I don't think that was just more of a trying to help him out and just a racing deal.
Yeah, he's spinning out in his own territory, and they just came together. It's funny how that can happen, you know, because the entire planet does exist, but, you know, there you go.
Well, you know, it's hard sometimes when somebody gets spun like that. You saw Tom spin and go down to the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody kind of is like, well, I don't want to get involved in this. They kind of go to the high side, or because at Daytona, it always seems to move everything up to the wall, and then it all comes down. And so some of the guys probably lifted because they were like, I don't have room enough. Somebody didn't see the accident, might have got in the back of somebody behind them. As John Wall, Viper, Aiken, Tedder. We got Spring, 2, Irwin, all coming down pit road again. So they may not have been able to make it on fuel.
Yeah, everybody's definitely good to go now. It's like Little might have missed his pit stop.
Okay,
Watch the race off pit road here. Nice quick stops.
Viper, Spring, no tires. John Wall, again, 4 tires.
All 4, yep.
First 4 trucks that come off pit road did not take tires. I think it starts back there with Irwin. He took 2. Who was that?
Lock the camera, Blaine. There she goes.
Tom Musa took 2, but John Wall took 4 tires out of that. That's tire wear might be a little bit of a factor in it.
Yeah. Tom Goodman all fixed up as much as they can after that little bit of a rollover that he had.
17 to go. He's got to get, he's got to start stepping it up. And we've seen him all night just kind of staying out of trouble, or trying to stay out of trouble. Now it's, it's getting time. Going to turn that wick up.
There's Dick Jordan in the 61. Crocodile Crump in 17. We'll just float around the field here a little bit, take a look at some of these rigs. David Little in the 083 Amoco Toyota Tundra.
Last night's spotlight driver, I don't know if we'll ever do that to him again. Oh, did not work out good for him.
Oh, the Tarnation TV curse was alive last night with that one. Holy moly, about 10 seconds after we were done that interview, the thing just went through the wood chipper.
Yep, he did not have
Aiken had
that wasn't his fault either. I mean, it wasn't something he did. He got caught up in somebody else's wreck, and there was nothing he could do, and he got pounded on it pretty good.
Aiken and Tedder back on pit road. Wall.
That'll be a fuel mileage thing.
Yeah.
They want to make sure they got plenty of fuel so they can run that thing wide open.
Yeah, and there's enough laps for that to work out. I mean, they're going to be probably about 10 to 12 to go when this thing goes green again, so maybe even sooner.
I was just looking to see how many people we had watching. We had 10 people. Somebody left. Whoop, now somebody came back.
Yeah.
People watching the stream. Oh, we got 5 likes, dude. Awesome.
Wowzers. We better just quit now. We're ahead.
Yeah.
We just need one more subscriber, and we got 370. We're sitting at 369 the last couple of weeks, I think. Our last couple of days, actually.
No doubt. We got to get that up to the million, don't you? See those guys out there that get million subscribers?
Yep. They're living on a mansion on a cliffside somewhere, those guys.
I cannot believe the money that some of them make.
Oh, it's wild, yeah. I mean, we get paid to do the broadcasting. We have the whole setup behind the scenes and everything. But it is crazy, like...
Well, those, what do they call it? Influencers or whatever. But there's people that just making millions, making a living.
They don't do anything.
On YouTube.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
The ones that drive me crazy are the ones that do nothing.
Yeah.
Where they sit there with somebody else's video playing behind them and they just sit there and point at it. And then I look at the hits and they've got 25,000 hits in the last 6 hours. I'm like, oh, cool. This guy does nothing except point at stuff. Awesome. Don't do anything. Hey, look at this. No, I've seen that. I watched it on the news last night, and somebody's got to have the clip, and they got to point at it.
Yeah.
They don't say nothing. They don't make a joke. They don't do anything.
We go. Vipers on the point. Pace trucks down on pit road. Robert Spring currently in the second position. Ulysses Sandoval, Garland Oaks right behind him. Josh 2, your top 5 as they get the green flag and go.
A little bit of a gap in the back of the pack there.
Yeah. I mean, my sentimental favorite to win this would be Robert Spring. I would really like to see that happen.
That'd be cool, yeah.
Yeah. Robert Spring and I have been friends for a very short period of time. He came on to, I believe it was an ASR broadcast, and realized that I was a paraplegic. We started talking a little bit. He has a problem with his left leg, so he had questions on how I, drove and whatnot. And before you know it, we've kind of become friends. We've got him playing golf. We got him anywhere I'm broadcasting. Yeah. Usually you'll find him there.
RV there yet on Mondays?
Yeah, we got him. He's driving the RV on for us on a lot of Mondays. It's kind of fun to watch with that because you tell him to turn left, turn right, and go. And he turns left, then he goes over the bank. Done that a couple of times, but it's just fun. We have so much fun with him. Back under yellow.
Came out, and got to find out where and why.
We're getting down to it. We're going to be, 14 now. So, what did I say? We run 2 laps. We're going to probably around 12 laps to go.
It looks like John Wall. Yeah, it's John Wall. Looks like he got turned by Aiken.
Wow. I bet you that's just a situation they were trying to see if they can get themselves back to the front.
Little tap going into the corner. Yep. John almost saved it, actually, but he got around another track. Nobody hit him. Almost right there.
That's cool.
Who's that? That's Rob Hayden Jr. in the 01. We'll go on board with Rob here. See what he sees. Just misses him.
Sometimes it's fun to watch the onboard, but yeah. You click clear, you can see that was just, wow, that was. I just have to look over at the broadcast.
Yeah.
Just squeaked by.
Yeah, there was a truck-sized gap between the wall and that other truck, and Rob Hayden Jr. made it fit. Now he's headed to the pits from 16th position here.
Okay, so you got Chris Aiken going in probably, and you got Tom Goodman coming in. They're probably going to get tires and fuel. We weren't near the front, so why not? Do something. You're not going to win if you don't do something different than everybody else is doing, so just going to try that.
Yep.
See what Goodman does. Wall's also on pit road. Goodman's taking rights. Let's see, Aiken. I couldn't catch what Aiken did, but
Rob Hayden full service right on board with him right now. Got the full deal.
Again, John Wall, full service. Been his MO pretty much most of the night. With that situation there, you slid for quite a ways. You're smart. Just put 4 brand new fresh tires on there. Top it off with fuel. You're going to have about 12-ish laps to try to get back up there. He's got last season's winner of this race, Tom Goodman, right behind him. Maybe they can do something.
Interesting to see. This always comes down to a last lap kind of deal sometimes. Fuel mileage maybe not so much anymore with these couple late cautions we've had. Burn less gas. You're doing 70 miles an hour than you do doing 190.
I think there's plenty of fuel in them in there. Now it's just you got to find your dancing partner, because as well as I do, you can't win these races by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
The only way you're going to do that is you're going to have late in the race, have to do a green flag pit stop. You do it flawlessly. Everybody else is kind of a little bit off, and you only got a couple of laps left to go, so you can get out there, stay out there, and nobody's going to run you down. If by yourself out there, you can't do much. You got to have got to have help. You got to have a friend that's willing to go with you.
I just noticed something. Why does the 24 of Viper have a 6 on his roof?
Not sure. Somebody said something about that earlier when I jumped in asking a few questions.
I wonder if that's a tribute to somebody too. And check, see on the deck lid, maybe they got a name of someone.
You just gonna have to find that out. But if he finishes in the top 3, we'll ask him that question.
Roundtree. What's the name Roundtree on the back window? That might be the answer right there.
Oh, it's not his name?
No. It says Viper above the doors, but it says Roundtree across the back. So that might be something to do with the driver called Roundtree.
Maybe. I don't know what Viper's last name is either.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we know him as Viper, but he could be paying tribute to someone named Roundtree with the number 6, or that could be his actual name.
Yeah,
he's like a secret agent. We don't know what his name is.
I believe his first name is Chris.
Okay.
That's why he goes by Viper, because you've got Chris Aiken in there as well.
Chris the Viper Roundtree? Maybe not. I don't know.
Hey, you know.
It's like James Bond. It's just a code name.
Yeah, I've raced over here many a time with these guys, and I haven't, like I said, haven't raced with them for a little bit, solely because I haven't been racing. But the only place I've been racing is a little bit at TMP, but with the injury in my arm, I just hadn't been able to get back into it. I did a little bit last Wednesday with the guys. Still not quite 100% yet. So
are you trying races and then just retiring early if you can't?
Yeah.
Hold it. Yeah.
My arm doesn't like it. I got to build it back up to it. We'll get there.
Cool.
Once I get in the real racing again, that'll fix it too.
Jeez, yeah, you'll have to figure that out pretty quick.
I don't lift. I don't care. It hurts. It'll hurt. When I get done, I'll deal with it afterwards.
Yeah.
All right, Pace Trucks getting ready to head down pit road. Viper up front. Robert Spring, Ulysses Sandoval, Josh 2, and Tom Musa. Your top 5 trucks running right now. We are going to probably be about, I would say 11 laps? 11 laps-ish, something like that. 12, 11 laps.
That's my math would be 11.
Yep. So building up speed up to 140, 150 miles an hour right there. So they're not even up to top speed yet. Takes a little time to, tighten up these rubber bands to get him going. Robert Spring's starting to pick up that draft in the front. The question is when do you make the move? I don't think it's a good idea to do it now, unless you got people that they're going to push you and going to stay with you. That's the next thing.
Yeah.
This is
still a long way off.
It's going to say, Ulysses Sandoval's a hell of a super speedway racer. He's really, really good at this. He's not going to push Robert Spring to the lead. He wants to win this.
Oh, yeah. Everybody wants to win, especially at Daytona.
Yep.
The first race of the season here at SMO. All these guys will be going for it. So Jose Reyes Jr. was the last retiree from the race about 16 laps ago. Everybody else is still running. We got 18 people remaining. Mark Berry in the 06 has 1 lap down. Everybody else lead lap.
Woo! So Josh, too, just trying to look down low. Ulysses went down there to kind of slow down his momentum. Yeah. 2 had such a run. He went to the high side. Didn't pay it out, because I think who's that behind him? Tom Musa wasn't close enough to give him that extra edge to go by him. But that was a quick move. He moved to the bottom, then went right back to the top with all that momentum he had, and it looked like he was going to get there. Like I said, just didn't have the help with Tom Musa yet.
Looks like Musa wants to latch onto the back of the 85. He's just talking about that.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, Musa wasn't quite right there, quite ready. Wasn't close enough to really help Jamie. Jamie did a great job. Josh did a great job of moving up there and using that momentum wisely. Just Musa wasn't in a position at that point to could really help him out with that.
Yeah, Josh 2 runs a series here on Monday called Jets. Josh's Eggs Touring Series.
Coming down to it here, we're going to 8 laps to go. Nose to tail right now. Josh 2's back there making up. You're not really, I'd say making up. He's looking. He's keeping Ulysses Sandoval looking in that rear view mirror. That's the funny thing about this kind of racing. Even though you're the leader right now, he's spending more time looking in that rear view mirror than he is looking out the front of the truck. you're still doing that. Even Robert Spring, Ulysses Sandoval. We've got to keep an eye on where the momentum is coming from. That's why these guys are good at this, and I'm not. Musa goes to the bottom underneath Josh 2, gets himself up into the 4th position, right behind Ulysses Sandoval. But Garland Oaks is up there pushing Josh 2 if they can get that thing going. Jamie Tedder on the bottom. He's also going to go by Josh 2. He's got Crocodile Crump right behind him. And seeing a little jockeying for position going on here. That's, we're getting down to it. Now you got to try to get yourself situated in position that when you can make a move, and hopefully you have somebody behind you that will help you make that move. Josh 2 just keeps going backwards on that high side. Now, we are running the original Daytona track here. We're not running, the Talladega Nights, PRL, or the RTG. Not running that version where they can go 3 wide. So.
Right, yeah, that's what I'm kind of wondering. Does someone pop up in front of 2 trying to start that second line? But yeah, keeping in mind that this is a bottom lane kind of track.
Yep.
And they are allowed to low line. I think it's probably right now 10 to go. Maybe they are allowed to start low line. Is it 10 or 5?
I think it's 5.
Yeah, so the rule of leaving that bottom open is out the window when 5 to go.
The question I kind of have is, if you're Robert Spring, gentleman journeyman, he's just an all-out kind of, easygoing kind of guy. Yes, he wants to win. Yeah, I'd love to see him win. But think about it like this. You're in 2nd place. You're a podium finish. It's a good points race for you if you decide that you're going to come in here and try to run this season. You know what I mean? If you go for it, you might risk the chance of going all the way back to, what do we got? Last car running in this pack is about 13th place. You could go all the way back down to 13th really, really quick. So, what how do you run that? That's the things that I that's why I'm not good at this. You've got so much going on, and you get so much to think about, and do I go? Everybody here.
Do I stay or do I go now?
It's everybody is here to win. John Wall on the outside there with Jamie Tedder, trying to see if they can get something made up. Crocodile Crump pulls up behind him. Looks like Tom Musa sneaking up there, but Musa did it a little late. Oh, he got there. But remember, we talked about how when that happens, it slows down that upper line when somebody pulls up like that. Oh no, John Wall
to
round
the inside.
Off the bumper of Crocodile Crump. They were just jockeying for position just a little bit too much.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Wall.
Single truck, though. Single truck.
Green stays
I don't
up.
think that's going to be a caution.
Yeah, they would have pulled it by now. I wonder if anybody can get that outside. They can get that outside line working, but you're just going to need a pile of trucks up there. You want to pass these 2 guys, you're going to need like 4 or 5.
Yeah, if you're going to do it, you really, really have got to have probably 2 to 3 more trucks that are on the bottom group. You've got to get and you've got to run tight. You can't run like they were doing, getting gaps and pulling out and moving around. You gotta kind of commit. You gotta stay nice and tight and just keep that draft really going good, and that'll happen.
I think they got to do it now. Like it's going to take a while to make that happen too. Like you can't just get out there and drive around them. You might need a couple laps to do it. So we're getting to the point of no return here. If somebody wants to make something happen, they're going to have to try it.
Yep, I think you watch. Ulysses Sandoval will make that move if you've got somebody that'll go with him. He may make that move and end up going backwards as well. That's why I said, if you're Robert Spring, what do you do? How many people behind you do you can trust? Or do you stay right where you are and let Viper win, take the second?
I think if Ulysses is able to get a run on Spring, and then decides to pop out, Spring goes with him. He has to.
Yeah. It's a tough call. And with this, being the Cup Physics, yes, they're on the restrictor plate, and they don't suck up as quick, but they also don't, you've got to really get that momentum up to be able to make that pass. It's tough. It's harder. It's hard with the CTS physics. It's even harder with the Cup physics.
Yeah.
So you would think the Cups have more horsepower, it'd be better. But with the restrictor plate, it's not like you can just pull out and pass. It's tough.
Even that group of 3 back there, led by Musa, they're up there, but they're not really going anywhere.
They bailed.
Yeah, they bail on it.
They
Yeah,
do that.
yeah, they're running out of time.
Yeah, it's all for one for all. But once you got somebody up there that is doing that, you can't bail. You're not going to go any further forward.
Yeah, they got a couple laps to go here now, so it's now or never.
I think Robert Spring is just kind of content where he is, unless something happens. Something's got to happen to help him out to where he's got to make that decision to go.
So that accident we saw in the rear there is still green. They left the green flag up.
Robert Spring got down there in the bottom. I mean, he almost opened enough of the door for Ulysses Sandoval to get there. Coming down to the one to go. I mean, is anybody
White
got
flag.
anything for Viper? Sandoval pulls back a little bit. Now that's kind of a strategy to probably let off a little bit, get away from them, use that draft, the momentum to pull them up in there to see if they can do something with it.
You can see the skid marks from the lap before.
I don't know. Robert Springs down the bottom just doesn't have that. It's so hard to pull out and make
a
that
run.
happen. He needs what he would need to be able to make that happen. And Sandoval's got to get to the back of him, hit him, give him that push, that momentum that he needs, and then go from there. But I don't think it's going to happen. I just don't think he can get the momentum up.
Not enough time. There it is.
There it is.
24 of Viper. We get to ask him the significance of Roundtree 6.
Yeah. Robert Spring in second. He's going to be on a podium finish after we get a chance. Look at that. Ulysses Sandoval congratulating him for his second place finish there going on the back stretch.
Cool.
We get to talk with you man first, but that's hard. I mean, you would think sitting here watching as much as we've done the super speedway racing that we do, you've seen people pull out, make their moves. That's all CTS physics.
Yeah.
Not tonight. Tonight we are cup physics. That's a little bit different. Waiting for. There we go. I was gonna say he's gonna get a chance to burn it down. We know Viper. He's not gonna risk. He's not gonna not show everybody how many tires and how much fuel he had left. Maybe not. He's just doing a gentle salute to the crowd backwards. I hate to say it, but that's how I do it.
Yep.
I might get the whole full Polish victory lap.
Waving to the crowd. Tribute to Kenny. He's probably just saying just that. This one's for you, Cody.
Yeah. And Jamie Tedder's doing the reverse victory lap with him.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty cool. We'll be a little later on interviews. We got somebody driving around the track backwards. We're going to give him his moment.
Yeah.
That was cool. That was a good race.
Great race. Yep. Bunch of yellows there, but it wasn't crazy. They were able to get it sorted out, and then comes down to the end there. Great finish. All kinds of random pit strategy. It ended up getting everybody to the end. A full lap going backwards.
Yeah,
Or not backwards, going the wrong way.
Well, backwards. Whatever. Well, yeah, you're right. Not going backwards. Reverse lap.
Yeah.
With Jamie Tedder in tow, so that's a fitting. Now he's going to burn them down. I had a feeling it would be that, but he had to do his tribute first. Not a bad night for Jamie Tedder either. He ended up finishing 5th. John Wall was kind of the bigger loser out of that whole deal. He just got, tapped in the wrong spot of the corner there, but he was our pole sitter. So let's see if we can find you, man. Get him up here and talk with him. Ulysses Puppy Sandoval. You got Rod and Blaine in the booth. You got a copy, my friend.
Hey.
Hey now.
Last night, we had you guys, we kind of figured we'd be interviewing you last night just because of the way the night went. You and 3 other rigs there were the only ones that, pitted late and had fuel, and you just got kind of caught out on it. But tonight, you were doing good. A little bit tougher with this cup physics, though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's tough to make a move with the Cub mod. I have experienced the same type of racing in when you race the Cub mode. It's tough to make to replicate what the CTS physics do.
Yes.
I finally found redemption from yesterday that I was in contention to have a 3rd place finish, but I ended up breaking myself.
Yeah, we saw that, yeah. But tonight we were watching you there, and we knew if you had the chance, you were going to go for it. But being, you're a little bit newer over here. I know you've raced over here before, but you don't have, Garland Oaks wasn't anywhere around here where you could help you. You didn't have Heavy Underground around anymore. So, to make that move, Josh too, you don't know if he's going to go with you or whatnot. So, and you've got to make that move with help, and you've got to make it a lot earlier than you think with where you would do it with the CTS physics. You just kind of pull out and go.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I gotta know the field because I know a few of the guys over here, but I'm still fairly new. I need to make some friends over here if I wanna perform better the next super speedways. But overall, I think I thought it was gonna come down to fuel. I was trying to replicate what happened yesterday. Unfortunately, we couldn't. I couldn't. And this is where I end up.
So it's a long season over here. This is your first race over there for this season. Are you planning on maybe sticking around, running the full season, see what you can do? Right now you're currently going to be probably 3rd in points.
Oh yeah, I like the schedule. There's a bunch of tracks that I'm familiar with. I think I'm gonna. Atlanta is one of my favorites, so I'm gonna be there definitely next week. Hopefully, y'all are gonna be there too to race or to broadcast with us, right?
I don't know if we're doing. I think we got the first one and probably the last one. We do the Hawk Memorial Race. Probably do the Bash. Not really sure. You know what I mean? That's up to Blaine and the guys over here at SMO on how they do that. I'm just a co-host. You know what I mean? But
we could always race it.
Yeah.
Blaine.
Hey now.
We always come out and race with you, I guess.
Oh yeah.
All right, buddy. Blaine, you got a question for the Ulysses Puppy Sandoval.
Curious to what you were thinking about, like running the trucks with the cup physics tonight. It's kind of hard to get anything going, it seemed.
It's too different to CTS physics. Even the gearing was different. I almost ended up breaking myself on first lap because it was already time to put it on second, and I started the race on first. I almost gave up and I kind of got. It really feels different. The driving cup over here is really odd, to be honest.
Yeah.
But overall, it's you still got the fuel strategy. There's a lot to learn from cup physics. Maybe next Daytona race, I can do better.
Yep. Well, what could you get for fuel mileage on the tank? How many laps could you go on a tank of fuel?
On a tank, I even did the calculations. I had on a tank of fuel, I had 9.5 laps because you had 19 laps. Half of that is 9.5, and then half of that is what 4.75 laps. I was doing the whole math with Garland. I was say, are we beating? But looks like we can make it on fuel if we stretch if we stay out. We might take a splash or have a can. Let's go to pits. We were thinking about the fuel strategy before that last caution. I I really love to see my team Wrecking Ball fellas do well on these races. I really love to see them finish in podium like yesterday. That's why I beg them to follow my strategy. Sometimes we follow different strategies, but I'm the type of guy who likes to do stuff his own. So I beg them, please, guys, follow me. I think this is the way. I know it.
Yeah, I kind of figured that you were trying to plead and bargain with people. Come on, let's go. I got this figured out. Let's go.
Yeah, let's stay it out a few more laps. I can feel it. We can still make it on gas.
Yeah, but still different with that cup physics. So you did well. So all right, well, I'm going to give you the opportunity to thank anybody you want to thank. So the floor is yours, my friend.
Oh yeah, a big shout out to the team Wrecking Ball. Javier and Garland show up tonight. Unfortunately, we lost Javier on the first half of the race, but I had Garland with me, who I could discuss the fuel strategy and the tire strategy. There was tire wear on this track as well, so we were also discussing about it. It's a good. I hope we get a good finish next time, and also big shout out to everybody at SMO for inviting me to this race. Josh invited me to this race, and I'm looking forward to this series, to this season. It's gonna be lots of fun. Thank you, guys.
All right, well, that is cool, buddy. Well, congratulations on your third place finish. That should put you third in points, and it's a good step towards maybe seeing if you can't take a championship over here. Because you need, I know you got one. You can't just go away with one. You got to have another one.
Right now, the only thing I'm gonna do is tell Cody, look, I got a podium. I finally got the podium, bro. Because I couldn't get it yesterday.
All right, well, congratulations on your third place finish, and well, looking forward to see you how far you can go with this. Good luck, bud.
Later.
Awesome run, Ulysses. Thanks.
See you, Blaine.
All right, the interview I've been waiting for quite some time. Robert Spring, you got Ron Blaine in the booth. You gotcha?
You got me, buddy.
So the big question is, did you just kind of figure second place is going to be a good one? I'm going to get interviewed tonight, or that Cup's physics just made it kind of hard for you to even make a move?
Oh no, I really didn't want to make a move. I was just stay where I was at. I was looking in my mirror, making sure he wasn't gonna try to crowd me a little bit, but I figured if I can stay behind the 24, I'll be okay.
Yeah, well, you ran a great race. You qualified. I forget where it was, but it was up there near the front, so that was pretty good. I think about fifth is where you qualified.
Yep.
Yeah, and so you ran a decent race. You kind of went back a little bit. Just the way it all fell out, you come out there, and we were kind of watching you, just trying to see if you were going to make a move. And that was my thought, that you were just going to stay there. Great points night for you. I guess the next question, we asked Ulysses Sandoval the same thing. You're going to try to come over here on every Sunday and see maybe if you can, win yourself a championship?
Well, I don't know about a championship, but yeah, I'm going to be over here on Sunday nights. Road courses are going to give me a problem.
Short tracks and road courses give you a problem.
I love road courses. They're great. I mean, I'm never going to win them. I just have fun driving them.
Unless Rod wants to ship that wheel to me for on the road course, I'll pay for the shipping.
You gonna try my wheel? You would struggle with that, just because there's no force feedback. It is absolutely totally different racing with your hands until you get used to it. But yeah, it's kind of neat once you get used to it.
Oh, I'm sure it is, but yep. But yeah, I wasn't.
Push your button down.
Oh,
you gotta hold your button down.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about asking him.
Yeah, I kind of figured that, just the way watching you guys, and you just couldn't really even make the move. I mean, it was almost impossible without somebody. I think the only way you could have probably done it would have been if you could get Ulysses behind you, had to hit you, give you a good shove and catch it at just the right moment where you guys could have got beside Viper. Other than that, I mean, there's no way you could pull out and do it without a whole lot of help behind you.
Yeah, there's not too many. Yeah, these cup physics, they're slow. I mean, especially you get that rubber band going in the beginning, and it's like totally different from CTS.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right, Blaine just went his mic off, so I was going to say, Blaine, do you have a question for Robert?
Yeah, we were kind of trying to figure out the strategy there on fuel and stuff. Got a couple of late yellows. You guys were able to get her all topped up. Some guys were going in and just getting tires all the time. I think it was John. I think
John Wall.
It was John Wall. He led the most laps tonight, and every time he pit, he would get tires. Was there an issue with tires tonight, or is that just something he was just doing?
I think that's just something he was doing because I was down maybe less than less than a quarter, maybe. I'm thinking, because I could hear you guys in the background saying, he's taking 4 tires. It's like, why are they taking tires, man? You guys stay, position. I mean, I only took a half a tank of gas too.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know. Maybe he was thinking, it helps a little bit. I didn't know. I've had it happen, though, where I've had issues with tires burning off. I mean, maybe he was having problems. I don't really think he would be, though, because he did lead 20 laps. It didn't seem to have any issues. He led the most laps tonight. Yeah, he was probably just taking advantage of those yellow flag pit stops.
Yeah, I mean, I did think about taking race sides on that last caution. It's like, no, just take half can of fuel and just go.
Mm-hmm. Well, it seems like a good call. Second place finish.
Yeah, there should be second in points, and that'll help you out for, if you decide to come over here and just, race with them for the whole season.
Yeah, another thing that helps me out is these fixed setups. I don't do well on my making own setups and stuff. But speedways, I'm okay on. We'll see how it goes. The road courses are just going to be a challenge, but I'll get there.
Yeah, I had an idea about that too. I was thinking about something. I was going to sit down and chat with you about might help you out with your braking a little bit, but we'll see how that works out. But going to give you an opportunity. Well, first thing I'm going to say is you guys got to come watch us tomorrow. There's 3 of us here that do the RV there yet. Robert is our usual, either him or Milt is our driver. Me and Blaine don't drive too much. We let them guys do the driving, but you got to come see us do it tomorrow night. But all right, Robert, I'm going to give you the opportunity to thank anybody and everybody that you want to thank for, letting you do this, getting you here and whatnot. Oh, by the way, hi, Kim. The Forger.
I'd like to thank Josh, too, for inviting me to race over here on Sunday night. SMO Racing. Tarnation TV, man, you guys do one hell of a job, man. And
thank you.
And most foremost is my wife. She's got all my support. She supports me every night I race. So, and yeah.
And we also get to hear her in the background an RV there laughing at her.
Yeah, laughing her butt off. Yeah.
When she gets on the phone, it gets a little loud.
He just hears like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like standing there throwing beer cans in the river or something.
That's kind of funny because sometimes I have to turn around and say, "Shh."
All right, buddy. Well, congratulations.
All right. Yeah, thanks.
You get the finish tonight. We was kind of hoping that you'd win it, but hey, the second place isn't bad either. No, you just got to do one better next time. So, but congratulations on there, and we'll talk to you tomorrow night.
All right, guys. Yeah, let's get the RV going, man. Let's get some snow tires on that thing, and let's do it.
And I got Robert this weekend. I got Robert this week in golf, so he's probably going to whoop up on me on that too. So.
All right, gentlemen. You guys have a great night, man. Yeah, man. It's about time I get one of these podiums again.
All right, buddy. Well, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Robert.
Thank you.
You want to grab Viper and Jamie?
All right. Viper, you got Rod, Blaine, and Jamie in the booth. You got a copy.
I got you. Brought Jamie down here with me. Are you all crazy?
Yep, we are. Well, you know, it is a Tedder Memorial race. We figured we'd bring him down here and he can give you a hard time, you know.
Well, he always does.
So you started up near the front there. You kind of ran, near the front. Kind of the way the pit stops and the cautions fell out. You got out there out front now, and we just noticed watching that. Boy, I tell you, unlike the CTS physics, this Cup physics really kind of made it hard to make a pass unless you had somebody really right there. I mean, Robert Spring was right behind you. There's no way he was going to make that pass unless he had Ulysses Sandoval. I mean, hit him on that backstretch as hard as he could and get him that momentum. And nobody was really doing that. I think the kind of the guys behind you were all just content with finishing up near the, the top three or so. But it was tough to get a good, really get that momentum going tonight.
Yeah, it was, especially with cautions early on. And I decided to stay out. I thought, Jamie, we're going to stay out. I mean, we're just getting that mess back there and getting wrecked. And that kind of threw us off sequence for a little bit, which is kind of how I wanted to work in one way and one way it didn't. But we got back on sequence there near the end and worked out for us. Yeah,
you got out there, that low line, how do you guys worded it before when I come up there, but you can't run the low line. We've seen that before with Open Speedway, and it made for over there. Granted, it wasn't on a super speedway like it was tonight. Made for a lot of lead changes, and I figured that was probably going to happen tonight. But with the Cup physics, you couldn't just pull out and go. We saw Jamie and a few of the other guys try to make an attempt on the high side, and I think when they were going to probably get it done, they had more cars up there, but people kept abandoning it and leaving them hanging out to dry. And because obviously with this track, it's a bottom groove racetrack. You don't have the third and the second groove like some of the other tracks that have been made out there. You really have to have a lot of trucks on that high side to be able to pass.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's what a lot of people kept doing, was trying to go out there and pass and kept getting runs and stuff like that. And you got to, like you said, you got to have several trucks up there, and people just don't stay committed to do that. I mean, they'll just go up there and fall back and lose positions doing it.
I'm surprised you guys didn't run either the Brian Ring version or the TR version where you have two grooves.
Yeah, we kind of talked about that, but we ran this track last year, so I mean, game track, Cup physics, nice and slick.
Yeah, no, it makes for good racing. I mean, it just, you don't get the three wide, you don't get the the wild and crazy. It is a bottom kind of groove track. With that rule where you can't just run the bottom, because I mean, obviously, if somebody would have got to the bottom and had two trucks behind them, really it would be hard to pass. So that makes it for an interesting, situation.
Yes, it does.
Blaine, do you have a question for Viper? Oh, wait a minute.
Yes.
You have a question. You do, and I'm going to let you answer. Ask it.
I'm curious about. Do you guys vote every year to switch anything? The way that the season will operate, like trucks with Cup physics, trucks with GNS physics, do you have that discussion, or is it just flipping coins, or how do you guys work that?
We discussed doing this, just something different. We've never done the Cup physics, and it's kind of like a throwback to RSC on them also, since they had the series several years ago, Midnight, I forgot what it's called, but Jamie remembers what it was.
Yeah, it's cool. We thought it was kind of neat because everybody's always running the truck physics. So let's switch it. Let's run the trucks, but not run the physics.
That wasn't the question I thought it was asked. I'll ask it. You're running the 24 on the side of the truck, but you had a 6 on the top of the truck. What was the significance of the 6 on the top of the truck?
I wrote that down too.
That's the M in SMO for Mavs.
Okay.
He was one of the original admins at SMO, one founded it.
Yeah, he was a co-founder.
Okay, but we're just curious because we were looking around at some of the stuff. We were surprised, being Jimmy's in here, that last year you run the 766. This year you elected to go back to your normal 910.
That is correct. So last year I was just showing tribute to my dad and Hawk, which was the 7 and the 66. And then this year I decided to go back to the 910. And as you saw, the server number tonight was number 7. So in honor of Dad, and the wind, the track temperature was 66 degrees in honor of Hawk.
That's awesome.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
I missed that.
Cool.
That was awesome. Very, very cool.
But each year we try to, we want to keep the cup. We want to keep the cup physics for our Sunday Night Cup series, and we kind of want to follow the NASCAR schedule, the real schedule. But we wanted to do something different that wasn't the same thing every year. Whether it be the original Cup cars like we ran. I think last year we ran that for most of the year, or the Gen 6 version and Cup version of what we run on Monday nights. Shout out to Josh for saying, hey, what about the trucks? And then Chris and John chimed in and said, we could honor a group that they came from. Josh, Chris, and John. They all came from IRC. And they, I guess what I'm trying to say is, they ran a Man Up Truck series. The Mutts is what it was called. And because they were a very strong league at one time, we decided to honor them too by running the trucks, but with the Cup's physics to stay with our normal Cup series for Sunday nights. So that's how all that came about.
Wow, it's kind of cool. Well, Viper, we're going to give you an opportunity to thank anybody you want to thank, and then we can ask more questions to you all if you want. So, the floor is yours.
I'd like to thank Jamie for putting on the race, keeping SMO running all these years. I'd like to say a big thank you to Kenny. We miss you. We love you. Wish you was here.
Yeah, I went back on the broadcast last year, and we were looking for Goodman maybe to do a repeat, because he won in February last year at the same race, the season opener dedicated to Kenny, but unfortunately he got caught in a wreck there pretty good. But it's always neat to see. Like I looked up the hashtag Kenny Strong 7 on YouTube, and there's a lot of videos of a couple broadcasts that we've done for you guys, plus all the videos that you guys have done, either from the cockpit or highlight reels, and it's
right.
Neat that little hashtag kind of flies around all over the place out there.
Yeah, and that's why I started doing that. It was oh gosh, I forgot who. I think it was Kent Hunley, who used to be he's still a member here, but he's part of Shock I-12 Racing, which if you look in TeamSpeak, there's a room for him down at the bottom. But he's strictly iRacing now, and he has his own iRacing team and what have you. But he was the one that came up with the idea of hashtag Kenny Strong 7. So I have to shout out to him for that. But the orange, the flag, and that we do the leukemia awareness, and that's what Dad had. He had leukemia, and that's he lasted about 16 months with that, and he just couldn't fight it no more. He had to let go, and it's if I'm allowed to say this on the broadcast, but life sucks sometimes. It does, but You know, we just we take it with a grain of salt and we move on, and we just pay tribute to those that have passed on before us. And Dad and Hawk were Hawk was almost a founding member too, but he did a lot for the league in the beginning, and even up till he passed. And of course, Dad, he once I got him into the online racing, he couldn't stay away from the super speedways, and he loved Daytona and Talladega, with Daytona being his favorite track. So, you know, I just feel like we should show him a little honor every year, and it's usually the first race of the year at Daytona. So, and Viper, I just wanted to say congratulations on a great win, good strategy. I know him and I were trying to come up with some kind of strategy in the beginning and not pit with everybody and be caught up in the back and possibly be caught up in a wreck or something. So, but in the long run, it actually paid off. So I just couldn't get back to him at the end. I tried, but nobody wanted to go to the outside. When they did, others would pull back down. So I was like, yeah, I'm just going to stay where I'm at. So a good win, Viper, and I know Dad would be very proud of that win.
Yes, he would. Daytona was his last win too, if you remember.
It sure was.
I don't know how you guys do it. I don't like the super speedways, but you know, it's fun to broadcast, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's always a good race. Do you, your dad's last race, do you have that replay? Did you save all that stuff?
I do have it somewhere. I think it's on my external drive. I'll have to go back. I might have to share that with you.
That's cool, man. Yeah, I wonder back, like when we think about all the guys who passed away, like even just recently, like Bob Dixon and David Cannon and all those guys too.
Yes.
It's like, you know, we've got replays and car files and stuff that'll basically live forever. So it's kind of neat that, you know, we've all played this game so long. It's kind of like we're making our own little history book.
And that is true. You know, and I've always said that the NR2K3 community is a community that kind of, I don't know, it sticks together, and it's, the only way it's going to go away is if the computer systems won't run the game for whatever reason. But the community will be around for a long time. And being that you brought up Bob and Dave, you know, I've raced with both of them guys. Excellent racers, a lot of fun to race with in the past. And you know, I hated to see them pass away, but again, you know, it's part of life. But they will always be remembered, and I know RTG will definitely always have something in Dave's honor.
Well, that's pretty cool. Well, we're gonna congratulate Viper on your win. You know, good job tonight, buddy. And I think you'll, well, you know, you got a few people there race tonight that they're coming back, so you guys are gonna have a few more people for Sunday. So that's pretty cool. So congratulations again on your win.
Thank you, we appreciate it. Hopefully they'll show up and be some good drivers out there. Some probably needs to learn the ropes a bit better, but you know, it's what it's all about.
Absolutely. What a better place to come and run over here in SMO.
Yeah, you want to learn, get out here and start running.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thanks guys for inviting us to come over here. We're gonna wrap this thing up, get off here. So, and maybe me and Blaine will come over there and race a little bit with you on Sunday when we're not broadcasting.
Or you're welcome anytime.
All right. Congratulations, Viper.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. That's always good to talk to Jamie. That's cool that he actually has that replay hiding somewhere. That's pretty awesome.
No, I probably have a lot more of mine if I think I lost, you know, every once in a while you get a hard drive fail or whatever, but I save every replay of every race I've ever run. I save them when you know, the hard drive starts getting full. Just pull them out, put them into. I have
onto an external, yeah.
On an external, or I have a hard drive that I plug in and plug out for painting and stuff like that. I just
And
throw
that's
it all in
what
that.
I was talking to Metallic about that, and like he says, after every season, he takes the whole season and just puts them in a zip file, and then puts them on an external. I'm like, oh yeah, zipping them up would be good, because then you're compressing them and actually saving lots of space.
Absolutely.
But I remember reading a story. I mean, who knows if these things are true? You read them on the internet, but it was a cool story nonetheless, of this kid who found his dad's like Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, or whatever, and just started playing Mario Kart. Oh, cool, Mario Kart, old game, right? Having fun playing dad's old games. And his dad had passed away. And then found out that on, Ghost House 4 or whatever, some track, in the time trial mode, if you set a record, like the number one time would be the one to beat.
Yep, I remember that.
And he joins the race and he's sitting beside the ghost car, because the ghost car always had the number, like the fastest lap was always a replay of the person who drove it. It would save your exact replay and you would just be a ghost. So when you were racing in the time trial, you could see yourself and try to beat yourself as the ghost car. And he's like racing, trying to beat his dad. Oh man, my dad was so good at this game. This is like his favorite track, obviously, because he's set like every time. And he's trying to beat this ghost, and he actually had him beat, and then came around the last corner and thought to himself, if I beat the ghost, I'll never be able to race my dad again.
Yep.
So slam the brakes on, let the ghost win, because you got to leave, like you can always get on the track and race that old time. And I'm like, I don't know if that's a true story, but it probably is. It probably is somewhere, because it's pretty
very
cool. Don't beat the ghost, because then you'll be the fastest time and you'll be racing yourself. And then, so that's kind of neat. Like, that's just shows you how long this thing's been around.
Yep. That's wicked.
Like this whole community, this Papyrus racing simulator community. It's like we've got card files. Like who I can't remember. Every time I ever run the original Cup mod, if somebody runs the original Cup mod, I have a card file that I painted in like November of like 2003. And I go back on that hard drive and I grab that 23-year-old car file, and I never changed it or nothing. I just upload it and race it. And it's pure garbage. But I painted that car in November, because that's the date on the file. I painted that car in the middle of November in 2003 when the game came out, within that first year. And hey, if I'm going to run the original Cup mod, I might as well run one of my original paints and just run it. It's a Half-Life 2 car. Coming soon, Half-Life 2, 2004. It says it right across the bumper.
So I have one.
Half-Life 2 car before Half-Life even came out. It was advertising the upcoming release of Half-Life 2.
Yeah,
So,
I have one that I think my daughter was 3 or 4 years old. And, I was painting a lot of cars back then, and she's like, Dad, I want to paint a car. So I just, put up a layer of her own paint, basically put the car, a white background on it. And I said, what do you want to do?
The number's going to be here. Go for it.
What do you want to do? We put it onto the old, I think they call it, not the paintbrush, but you could, as you move the mouse around, it would make lines. And she says, I want this color. And so she just did the wiggy, and then we changed the colors, did it again, changed the color, we did it again. When she got done, she goes, yep, that's what I want. Put the sponsors on it, and I went and raced it to a championship. I believe at Rush Gaming, and I every once in a while pull that car out. The only thing I've done to it is change the number sometimes.
I was going to say, you've got the contigs on it, you've got the the shade layer on top, and then the number file. Everything else is would be Mackenzie, right?
Yeah, I've got the PSP file for it still, so I can go in, just take off the 31, put a 19 on it, whatever I got to do. I don't touch the car at all. I just change the number on it, and sometimes maybe the sponsorship. Other than that, I leave her paint there, and I use it every once in a while in the original Cup. That's cool.
Yeah, when I heard, remember Chris Elliott had a Cup series, an original Cup mod series. I don't even bother painting. I will never paint a car for the original Cup mod, because I've got so many paint jobs that they're horrible. Like, I'm a way better painter now, but why bother? They exist, just use them.
Yeah, why not? You already got them painted.
I've been around here for a while. I bought the thing brand new and started messing. I'm like, oh, I can do paints. When you're trying to do it in the game, then you find out that you can do it in your own art program because people provide templates. I'm like, oh, neat.
Yep.
And away we go.
I got to making my own templates. So, taking and when the new Camaro first came out, going online, finding pictures of it, transferring that onto, whatever, and making it. And I've done a few of them like that. Like I said, I just don't paint like I used to. It's just no desire.
Yeah. Yep.
And I don't paint like Rodney Sullins. But
no. Yeah, there's so many guys that are so good.
Absolutely.
Well, I guess that's it. I guess we can wrap it up.
Yeah,
as we usually do.
Come see us tomorrow night. Make a fool of ourselves. Get headbutted by Billy Goats. I guess Billy Goats the way it's going to be. And Thursday.
By the way, if anybody has the game RV there yet,
you want to come play?
Rod hosts the games. He got into the configuration files and changed it from 4-player co-op to 10.
Yep.
So we can have more than 4 people. If you want to join in and let her rip, find us on Steam.
Just got to reach out for my TeamSpeak information. We're glad to get that to you. And, you can find me on Facebook. Reach out to Blaine, whatever. We'll get you that information. You come in and play with us.
Game's like $10. Super fun.
Yeah, less than $10. You got RTG on Thursday with the Daytona Talladega Challenge Series, correct?
Correct, yes.
And then we'll be back here at ASR Saturday night. And creeping up, not too far away, we've got Open Speedway, and then pretty soon we'll have Maverick Cup Series coming back in March. So
yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
As always, TarnationTV.com is the website if you want to do what you do, and if you need the broadcasting services, we'll see if we can find a spot for you. We're working with Randall Coleman over at Fast right now. He's got some plans. He wants to pull us in on Sunday nights, so that'll be kind of neat to see what's going on over there. They run a lot of different executables, different tracks. It's a very different operation. It'd be exciting to do that. Of course, thanks everybody for interacting on YouTube. That's always appreciated. SMO, you guys are fantastic. Thank you very much for having us over here to do this for you guys, especially as the tribute races. It's an honor to do that. They're going to call us to do that for them. That's super cool. And of course, Mr. Weston, thank you for co-hosting.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, man. Well, we'll see you tomorrow in an RV, going way slower than we have been the last couple of days.
Absolutely.
And as always, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Keep your stick on the ice.